A little introduction. So my name is Colin Hine with the Seward County Chamber and Development Partnership. We appreciate you guys coming in here today for the first in a while of our Digital Empowerment Center workshops, just a series of workshops that we're doing open free to anybody to just try to create further digital literacy in and beyond Seward County. We know it's topics that are important to people, and we want to again just create and further that digital literacy. So we say thank you for coming in today, and we encourage you to keep spreading the word and letting other people know who would benefit from similar workshops. We got a couple other ones in May that we'll talk about probably at the end. But then the other thing is further along, once we get into the fall, the Digital Empowerment Center, there will be, now I don't want to say some changes, but we're going to be looking what it could be, will look and feel a little bit different. So we're open to suggestions and feedback of, hey, this is what would be really helpful for my demographic. Just what would be helpful and most beneficial for what the Digital Empowerment Center could offer. So we appreciate you guys coming in today. I'll let Jeff kind of introduce himself a little bit more, talk about his story. But yeah, thanks for coming in today and learning more about digital literacy. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Good job.
Well, to let you tell you a little bit about myself, my background. I have an undergraduate degree in education from Concordia in Michigan. I did not go to the one here, contrary to most other people I'd work with. But I did do my master's from here, but it was online. So I still didn't go here, but I have a degree from here. And that is in curriculum and instruction with an instructional technology leadership emphasis. So how to help schools lead them in with technology for teaching. For a number of years, I've been a Tech 21 facilitator. That is a instructional technology program that we put on 7 workshops a year for a cohort of teachers. So I'm used to working with people and meeting them where they are to help grow their technology use. For either if it's here to here or here to here or wherever. So when Colin and Jonathan said, hey, we have this opportunity here, it just reminds me a lot of that. So so I've experience and background in helping and working with a number of people. So and lastly, I'm an ISTE certified educator. That's just fancy computer talk for I can teach about computers. So that's a little bit about me to prove to you that I do know what I'm talking about most of the time. So first thing I want to talk about, I didn't know how big of a group we were going to have or not have, but I taught middle school for a number of years. People say to me, I have a dumb.
You gotta behave.
I got a dumb question for you, and I said I taught middle school. I've heard a lot of dumb ones, so there's nothing's gonna be too dumb for me. So if there's a point in this or any other workshop where you're like, I've got a question, just stop me. I mean, really, because I'm here to serve my audience. So if there's something that you're going too fast, or you're going too slow, pick up the pace. Whatever. Clean jokes. Because this is being recorded, so let's do clean jokes. We can do those, okay? And because we're here to learn. That's a big part of my philosophy and how I do things. So I like the smaller setting. Then we can have a conversation. So this is not so much about me telling you things, but us having that dialogue of what what you need and how can I help. So. We good so far? Mm-hmm. Larry?
Since I didn't pay anything to come to this meeting, how is your teaching funded?
That's a great call-in question. Because it's done through the chamber.
Through the chamber, okay.
All right, so we're gonna start off with mobile devices. I see we have some types here. Basically, there's 2 main types of mobile devices. You have your Apple devices, so your iPhones, iPads. They will use an operating system called iOS. Then your Android devices, which is just about everything else that's not Apple. So Samsung, Google, any of those.
It's on.
Hey, I'm getting juice, thank you.
Wow.
And that operating system is called an Android operating system. So if ever you hear, like, download this on iOS, that's referring to an Apple product. If it says great for your Android, that's all the other devices. And your mobile devices can be tablets or phones. They work and almost work the same. So let's say we're going to talk about those types, but Apples and Androids work essentially in the same way. There's not a lot of major differences between the two that we would focus on today. Because we're going to look at things like in our settings, so passcodes, screen timeouts, or how to connect to the Wi-Fi or a network, how to make sure your phone's updated. Apple and Android are going to work essentially the same way to accomplish that. Okay.
Which is yours, Larry? Are you Android?
Apple.
You are. I'm Apple, she's
I'm
Android.
Android.
Solidarity. Okay, I'm an Android user as well. My wife's an Apple user, and I just
2 to 2. Let's get tough here.
You just want the basics, like when you say we're in a lecture, turn your phones off. How do you turn your phone off and how do you turn it back on and what's airplane mode?
sure. Okay.
Because if you don't, I don't know, it's off and all of a sudden the phone rings and you get interrupted.
Right. So with Apple, Joni, do you have an app? Are you iPhone or Android?
I'm Apple.
iPhone.
Okay. So help me if I say something wrong on this. With Apple, you can just press and hold the power button. Is that
Which is
still the
what?
case? Okay. The
You're
big
on
button on the
the
side.
You're on
Press and hold.
Which one? On
That one.
this one.
Or your thumb there. Yeah. Press and hold. Then a slider will show up. It says swipe to power off.
Or does it need to be on this side?
You have to hold both of them.
Oh, you have to hold both. That's
Yes,
it. Okay, that's
yeah.
different from when
You
I
have to
have.
hold both?
Yes.
Apparently, you have to
Right
hold
here.
the
I have
the
to
power
hold.
and the volume buttons.
Well, the power and the volume.
So like the one
This
on
side.
this side and this side.
It says,
If
mine
you
says
hold-
emergency call.
What side?
Slide
Yeah,
the
it
power
will.
off.
Slide
It
the
will-
power
yep.
off.
Yeah.
So on the top, it'll be,
Just slide it the
so if
power
you
off.
hold,
Yep.
like, if you push both of these, it'll give you this screen.
See, mine are all on the
One
same
right
side.
here,
Oh, so push the
that
top
one,
button there.
that one, and then the one on this side.
With
Yeah.
the top button or
Yep.
bottom?
It's, this one's
Both
big
top, you get
long
it
one,
back
yep,
on.
both
You're gonna
top.
press and
Yeah.
hold that power button.
And then, and
Oh,
see, there you
it'll
go,
come
and
back
then
on.
you would slide this.
So it says emergency
No,
call. I want to
Don't
stop.
worry about that one,
Well,
just that one on the top up here, right there.
Is it good, is it good
Just
for an
slide it
iPhone
all
to
the
shut it
way
off
over.
and turn it off?
There
once in a
you
It
while?
is good for
And
any
then that's
device
off.
to give it a break.
Give it a, just,
Yeah,
okay.
mine's are-
Yeah,
mine
I'm
are-
always worried about it with
Top,
my phone,
top,
but
Yep.
Turn it off.
Top
Yeah.
and top.
Now
And
how
it
do we turn it
kinda
back
will-
on?
So, I'll shut mine off here.
So now it won't ring, it's not gonna ring in if anybody calls.
Nope,
Okay.
it is completely off.
are you good turning yours on, off and on?
Yeah,
My buttons
So
are
will
all
it,
hold them.
Right,
while
do you know how
it's
to
off,
turn yours
is
off?
it gonna take, is it
I know
gonna
how
have
to
any
turn it
input
off. Okay.
coming
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
Is it-
no.
Yeah, they
it
changed
will-
it
Am I
on-
getting,
on
am I
a
getting
while
messages
ago.
on
This
this
is
thing?
brand new
So when I
for
turn it
me.
on, I
I
haven't
just got
missed
this.
out on stuff?
Yeah, it will show,
Separate.
like, I will have
I traded
messages
my old
pop up
phone,
after
so
I
I got
turn mine
free
back
Okay,
on.
so
So it's still
Oh, nice.
receiving stuff, it's just you're
Yeah.
not getting
Yeah, they changed it
anything.
on-
Okay, I've just been going to airplane
Yep.
mode,
Mine
and
had
that's
this.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my other one, I just hit
So
the
if you,
off
I
button.
hold both of
Right.
This
mine
one you gotta
again,
hit too, yeah.
Yes,
Same
so, okay.
top
Yep.
buttons?
the same top buttons, and when
Okay.
you hold them, you should get an apple that pops up.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, and then what's airplane mode do?
All right, so
Is that-
airplane mode,
Yeah.
and that's good. This is the same for Apple and Android. Basically allows you to, it makes into a brick. It allows you to do your phone functions without connection to a Wi-Fi signal or cellular signal.
You can't call out,
Correct.
but will calls come in?
No,
Okay.
it turns all that off.
Okay.
And so you can still play solitaire or snake or whatever you're doing.
Messages or anything?
You can read messages, but you won't be receiving or sending them.
Okay.
Because that connection, that connectivity, that what makes a cell phone a phone is turned off.
But when you take it off of airplane mode, they all come in.
So what's
You don't
happening
lose
is,
them, they all come in.
everything's kind of waiting for you, and
Yeah.
it's like, when you come home from vacation, you open the mailbox and there's
Oh, it's all in
all,
there.
all the bills, right? They'll be there waiting to come to you. So
Bills, I thought it was checks, I don't know.
I gotta use your address then. So yeah, airplane mode, and that way, it's helpful when you're on a plane, right? Sometimes if you're just in a place where you just want to be left alone, or like something like this where we're talking about our phones, so you don't want to necessarily have them off. We don't want people bothering you. Airplane mode will work.
Oh, okay.
So that way you're sitting in a lecture that's not mine, and you're like, this guy's boring. Put in airplane mode, it will ring, but you can still play
Okay.
solitaire,
Well, that's great.
Candy
help.
Crush, or whatever your choice is. So, great question, and like I said, stop me if there's something else, please. These are the two operating systems. Android's the one on your left. Apple's the one on the right. You can see that they're somewhat similar. Obviously, two different companies going to make their products look similar in their own ways, but yeah. So we're going to look at the settings because we want to look at connecting to Wi-Fi. Both of these are going to work the same way. You're going to go into your settings app. Except the appearance is what's different between the two of them with these processes we're talking about. So you go. So to connect to a network or a Wi-Fi, or you're going to open up the settings, and then you see at the top there I have it says network and internet. We'll go ahead and open that, and then you can click on internet, and it'll take you to your available networks.
Okay, I'm here, but I don't see where it says internet.
Yours says Wi-Fi.
Okay. So click on Wi-Fi?
Yep.
Oh, click on Wi-Fi.
Okay, so I turn Wi-Fi on. Why is all the time that I'm using my cell phone, the Wi-Fi is always off? What am I missing out on when the Wi-Fi is off?
Well, when Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi is like this is wireless internet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you remember the days you had to be plugged into the wall to use the internet,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now we can do it, through a Wi-Fi router, and I can connect this to Wi-Fi. It just when you do that, you're connected to an internet source. If you're not connected that way, you are using cellular data and connection to access the internet.
So what am I missing out on by using only cellular and not having the Wi-Fi turned on?
Depending on your cell phone plan
There we go.
and the data use that comes with it. If you have a limited data plan,
Okay.
and that's going to be based on your carrier and whatever they have, you may have so much data that you can send and receive through your cellular network.
What if I don't know what my data plan is? What if I've never heard that word before and I don't even know what it is? How do I know if I have it or I don't?
If you're using that to connect to Facebook, you have a data plan.
If I'm using Wi-Fi,
No, if you're using your phone, period,
Okay.
to do email or
I thought I had
Facebook,
a data plan. I just don't-
Yeah.
Okay, how do I know what it is?
you'd have to contact your carrier.
Who you with? Who you
It's-
sending the bill to? AT&T?
Hello.
And they might have different plans. I use AT&T. They have different levels of plans where they might have a certain amount of data that you're allowed to use in that plan, or it's unlimited. That's why you'd have to contact.
My plan was unlimited. I have
Yeah.
US Cellular.
Okay. I think most plans now are unlimited, but that's a consumer and company
Yeah.
choice. So Yeah, it's between you and your carrier. Yeah, if you have unlimited data, then there's really not necessarily a benefit to connecting to Wi-Fi. In that way, if you have limited data, you would want to connect to Wi-Fi just so you're not using that cell data.
So if you're on road maps and they're telling you what to do, they say you're not using up, well, if you got unlimited, it doesn't matter. But if it, like we're in the truck, it stays on all day long, or you're driving across country, so it's not hurting you at all.
If you're unlimited, it's not a worry.
Yeah, what is that, data or what's the other word?
Well, it'd be data. It's probably your cellular data, your cell
Okay.
data. Wi-Fi. If you're on Wi-Fi, you're connected to an internet source,
Okay,
and you're not using your cell data for it. So the benefit to connecting to a Wi-Fi source would be that it doesn't use up cell data. So if you live in a house that's out of town a ways, and you have internet and you have Wi-Fi in your house, but not great cell signal, you would want to be on your Wi-Fi because you're going to get a better connection that way.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you, if you want to get Pandora, do you have to pay for that? I think on iPhone they said you have to.
I have a free level of Pandora. It comes with ads. If you don't want ads, you have to pay. That's a subscription.
Yeah, if you don't want, yeah, if you want the ads, it's free. If you don't want the ads, you got to pay for it.
Right.
And what's your feeling about giving them your credit card number? Do they use that just to buy that app? I'm afraid that you give them the credit card number, and then they can buy anything you want. Anything that comes along the road, say, hey, well, your account's here, so we'll just charge it to your account.
A lot of layers to that question. We'll talk about buying apps in a little bit.
Okay.
But as far as subscriptions,
Just wonder how safe that is. If you're gonna give a number, you gotta give them a credit card number, because you give them a debit number and you just, God knows what can happen.
I mean, it's the same as your cell phone plan. It says we're on cell plans. If it automatically comes out, like if it's an auto pay, it's the same sort of thing. I mean, a cell phone plan is a cell subscription. So it's as you subscribe to that plan, so you pay for that plan. Same as so AT&T has my information to auto pay, right? Allo or Verizon or US Cellular or
Mine's auto pay.
so that would all be, they have that information already. I mean, it's a business, so any business that you have a subscription with, Pandora would be the same way. We're going to talk about apps in May. We're talking about internet and safety in April. So come back next month. I'm not going to do too much now.
We'll be here.
So in April we'll talk about some of those things. Yeah.
We're good. You did
So-
good. We just walk right through her.
Yeah.
So I turned on my Wi-Fi,
Sure.
and it gives me networks, and all the networks that it shows me has a big padlock on them. So
Right.
So what does that mean?
It
And
means you need a
And-
password to join it.
need a password to join it. Okay.
Unless it's.
So why did I turn? What good am I going to get out of it if they're all locked?
Well, here, nothing.
Okay.
But there may be some places where they have a guest Wi-Fi that you can join without a password. So like I was picking up the Scooter's guest Wi-Fi a little bit ago on my phone. I could join that one, and then I'm connected to a Wi-Fi. Some stores will offer a guest Wi-Fi. Because they want you to use their app inside the store, and if in the middle of the store you don't get good signal, they want you to be able to use their app. So they offer you Wi-Fi. Other businesses may do that. Other entities like my day job, I work at St. John. We have a guest Wi-Fi. It's got a password, but we give it to people. I believe Colin said the Civic Center has a guest has no password, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if you go to a place like that, Civic Center, they have open Wi-Fi. The library would have that too. Some businesses will have a little lock, like I said, where I work, we do, but we give you that password. So we can somewhat monitor who's signing on, so it's not completely wide open. You do have to ask so we just know. So, yep, different places will have different rules and stipulations on how they share it. Right here, in our NextLink building, or NextLink place, we don't have, I don't know what that password is right now. Hopefully we'll have it another time.
You just gotta be careful giving that, like in town, if you buy something, you gotta make sure you give them a credit card number, not your debit card number.
Yeah, because there's different protections with a debit card as opposed to a credit card, so. Yep.
Okay, so I'm down here and it says, auto join hotspot automatically. Allow this device to automatically discover nearby personal hotspots when no Wi-Fi network is available. So, do I get into that or stay out of it?
Personally, I would stay out of it.
Okay, and why?
I hesitate with auto joins of things that I'm not sure that I know. Now, like at work, I'll get on the Wi-Fi at work, and I know that one, so I just tell it to sign on every time I get there, because I trust it because I'm the tech guy, so I better trust it, right? Other places that if you're going to the library to use Wi-Fi, you could tell it to auto sign on, or other places that you trust.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I would turn it on just to join other hotspots.
Okay.
A hotspot is different than Wi-Fi in that I can turn this into a hotspot. It's taking my cell data and converting it to a Wi-Fi signal. And so, so a hotspot would be somebody's phone acting as a Wi-Fi. So I wouldn't always, if you're using the hotspots, it's somebody else's device. So I'd just be careful.
Okay.
So I don't like auto joining hotspots. I don't like auto joining Wi-Fi networks that I don't know what I'm joining. That's my opinion.
Thank you.
You're welcome. These are all great. I'm loving this. What else we got?
That's what we come for, was his opinion.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting into, you open up a can of worms.
Yeah.
All right, so we're good with
We're good
Captain
with
Joe
that.
Network.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Like I said, at home, if you have a Wi-Fi network at home, I go ahead and put your phone on your Wi-Fi network at home. Then you're not using your cell data, especially if you don't have an unlimited plan. So, tablets work the same way as all this. Screens will be pretty similar. Sizes are different. So if you have an iPad or a tablet at home, it all works the same way.
Okay, so I got Wi-Fi up here, and so I turn the Wi-Fi on, so I got the green button.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go over to work it, everything is still locked, and when I go back, the Wi-Fi is not connected. So I connected it, the green thing is on, but when I go back to my screen, it's off.
So it's on, but it's not connected.
Okay.
So like mine
It's
right-
on, but it's off, okay?
Yeah, because you gotta be
Okay, what does that mean?
You
So-
gotta be connected to be on.
Okay, so
It's on, but it's not connected to anything.
right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Colin brought over that nice extension cord. It had power going to it, and I had my plug. But until I plug into that power cord, I'm not getting power to my computer.
Okay.
So you can have. So what you do is you turn on your phone's ability to connect to a Wi-Fi network.
Okay.
We just haven't connected to one to finish the system or the process.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you turn off the Wi-Fi, you say you use Wi-Fi, you turn it off like it was, it will not look for a Wi-Fi network to connect to. It's just
Okay.
not going to.
There's that airplane moving.
Works over at the library, you go over to the library and it'll automatically come on. You hit Wi-Fi and it'll automatically
There
connect.
come.
So then you're on the
Or say,
library.
hey, you're at the library, you wanna connect? You're like, oh, yeah, and then you can sign in.
Okay.
And it will update your mail while you're on the Wi-Fi. But you're only inside the library or just outside. It'll barely work right in the parking lot. Barely.
They have,
The
yeah.
inside, yeah.
Because they have a reach. And they only work for so, much distance, and depending on where they put that box that sends that signal out, determines that reach, so. They'll keep them probably more inside, so it doesn't go as far across the street, so people aren't.
If you buy
seeing-
internet, you gotta buy the wire, you gotta buy the Wi-Fi separately or the box, Wi-Fi box.
I'm sorry,
If
sorry.
you're- If you get internet, you have to buy the Wi-Fi box separately.
Most internet providers, when you get internet at home, their system also gives Wi-Fi.
So when you get home, you can go to Wi-Fi and see if you're getting a signal off your internet.
If you look at your internet box, on the back, there'll be a little label, and sometimes, like mine, it had the name of the network.
Right?
So depending on what you have, so they name them all differently.
Yeah.
So find the name, and the password might even be on there. So say like a network ID, and then a thing for password, and then that's the information you would enter when you go to connect.
Oh, you enter that number on your Wi-Fi?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so you would tap on. So I'll show you
Well,
here,
my
like
internet is connected to my phone anyway.
so, like
If it is,
Yes. it's supposed
so
to-
I clicked on the internet here,
okay.
and it's asked me to type in the password.
Oh.
I don't know what the password is, but I would type it in there, and then it would connect.
Okay. So you got that.
Yeah, it's-
What's changed from that? They combined the two companies for one?
Well, T-Mobile combined with US Cellular.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got internet through US Cellular, but T-Mobile is going to take over their internet, so I'm waiting for my new box and all that.
Okay. Yeah, and then like I said, my routers have had that information on the back where I can find, see the name of the unit.
Yeah,
I said each company does their own naming style, and generally the password's also on the back,
yeah.
so you don't have to remember it because it's going to be not a word. So yeah.
Okay, you just said an interesting word, routers. So people talk to me about routers. So I know what a mail route is, and I know a route is the path that it takes. But describe to me, when you talk about my computer router, what are we talking about?
That's the route of the internet.
Of course, but
So
what is the route of the internet?
It's like the most systems nowadays, they install a box,
Yep.
they plug it into your
Yeah.
phone line or whatever. That box is the router, and it's what connects your devices to the information superhighway. So the internet comes in there from the poles and says, "All right, Larry, here you go. Connect to it." And when you connect to it, it then takes it and puts it back through the line out to the poles.
Okay.
So
Airless.
routes the information.
It's all airless. So you got TVs in the basement and in the bedroom and it's all doing that airless.
Yeah, and you could plug. It could be wired or wireless. There is generally a spot where you could plug in a wired, just like we
Oh,
you
you
guys.
can.
Yeah.
If it's wireless, it'll go several rooms over in your house.
Yeah, and that's the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Well, while we're on that settings page, are you gonna keep going down the settings page? or
Sure,
you gonna
but
jump
go
on
ahead.
it?
No.
Okay, well, the next one is cellular. So when I poke on cellular, it says cellular data. I I think I just turned it on, but it says my roaming is off and my personal hotspot is off and my, so what's this, the thing we need to do there?
If you wouldn't mind just turning that, so I can see what you're looking at. Okay, so you turned on, so the cellular data is on,
Yeah.
okay? That means you're getting your internet from the cell signals.
So would
from the cell
you
towers.
keep that on all the time, or
Yeah,
you keep cellular data on all the
Yep.
time? Okay.
that way because that way if you're not connected to Wi-Fi, you can still get map directions or Facebook or email. Yeah, you're gonna want that on. That's the phone part of your phone.
Okay.
Roaming, that's if you're in an area where you don't have your company's cell signal, that you're still able to receive phone calls and messages.
So you want the roaming on?
Not necessarily. Okay, so generally with roaming though, there's a charge that comes with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I leave roaming off.
Okay, yeah, mine's been off, so.
There's
Yeah.
almost no roaming.
It is not as much of an issue in in the country as it used to be. There used to be, early cell phone days. It's AT&T or Verizon or whomever didn't quite have signal in, Seward or whatever. But I don't know. T-Mobile did. I've only lived in Seward for a year and a half, so I don't know the history of cell phones in
Nebraska
Seward.
doesn't have.
But if you're in one of those spots that your carrier didn't have, but a different carrier did, you could use Verizon. If you had AT&T but it had no coverage, your phone would connect to Verizon, but because it was a different company, they called it roaming.
Oh,
Or like my family lives in Western New York. Even if we were inside New York, we'd still pick up a Canadian cell phone tower. And it would say, hey, you're connected to Rogers. I'm in my own country. I don't know why I'm connected to Rogers, but because I was connected to an international tower,
okay.
that was international roaming. So there was roaming, and there was international roaming, and roaming was a cost, and then international roaming was even
More
more.
cost, okay.
So we quick turn that off into airplane mode, so I didn't have
Oh, yeah.
connected to Rogers anymore. But those are roaming fees and charges. That's be based on your plan. And the other one was hotspot. Again, that's where you would use your phone as a Wi-Fi router.
So personal hotspots, keep it off.
I would, yep, because that's going to use up a lot of information, and people can connect to you. You don't necessarily want that. There are times where I may not be at a place with Wi-Fi and I'm trying to do work on my computer. I need the internet. I can turn this into a hotspot and connect my computer to this to get the internet. That is something, again, you check with your cell phone plan. Some plans don't allow for hotspot. Also, it eats up a lot of data, so if you have a limited data plan, you're going to use up a lot as a hotspot. So yeah, that'd be another check with your cell plan.
Yeah, it used to be if you weren't within 5 miles of I-80, that was for AT&T. If
Yeah.
you weren't within 5 miles of I-80, you had no signal. And then like you're out in Scotts Bluff or way up there in the Fort Worth or Robinson, you're on roaming and then you're paying roaming charges to somebody else. So if you're on roaming, you're paying.
It's kind of like using your debit card at not your bank. If you have whatever bank you have and you go to use your debit card somewhere else, they charge you a fee to use your debit card at, if you have a Cattle Bank account, you go to use your debit card at Jones, there's
They
a
charge you, yep.
charge.
Oh, really?
That's like that is debit card roaming.
Yep.
Debit card roaming.
Don't use roaming if you're on it, just hang it up and
As I found out, if
Somewhere
you
else.
try and get cash with your debit card at the dollar store, they charge you.
Really?
Yes, they
Debit
do.
card roaming.
Debit card
And then the
roaming.
bank charges you again.
So that'd be
Okay, on my phone, I've got
Yep.
Spectrum, and it says it's turned on, but I don't have Spectrum. Is there any reason for me to have Spectrum turned on when I don't have Spectrum, since I'm Allo? I used to have Spectrum, but I don't now.
I would check with Allo.
That's a tough question.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
yeah.
I can't speak to that. I haven't, because did Allo buy Spectrum?
I don't know. They compete.
They can, okay, I didn't know if they were, again, I've only been here a year and a half. Allo's new to me.
Well, I think Allo's new to town. They just.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as, companies are always buying other ones out. That would be a, talk to your.
Okay.
That's a question I'd write down and ask Allo.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Definitely,
because,
yeah.
Allo was pretty new around, yeah.
Allo did not buy Spectrum.
Okay, so they are not, so I don't know.
And Allo's been here for about a year and a half,
I think we showed up in town about the same time,
Yeah.
Allo and I did, so.
They're eventually gonna come into being, but we don't know when, but I'm not joining with them. Cause I have better luck with US Cellular. My internet is only $40 a month.
There you go.
A lot cheaper than mine.
Yep.
So I don't have it, so I have Dish TV, and apparently if I wanna watch Dish TV, I gotta get internet. You gotta get internet to watch TV. Figure that one out. You can hear, you get these channels, but if you wanna see these others, you gotta connect the internet. So,
That way they can send
Charge
the
you.
information to your receiver to be,
Cause I had. Dish
unlock
and-
this, lock
Yeah.
this, yeah.
I had Dish
Yeah.
and I got rid of it, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had satellite TV in a very long time, so. My parents had it, I let them deal with it. I was a teenager, right? I didn't, so. Yeah, good stuff. What else?
I think we're doing pretty good so
Okay.
far.
Pretty good.
We got on and off covered, that made me happy.
You probably have a passcode on your phone. If you haven't turned it on, does anyone not have their passcode turned on their phone?
I know how to turn it on, so.
I would make sure you have it on. But if we all use passcodes or some sort of lock,
Right, turn the phone back on.
yeah. I don't want. If we already have it, we'll move on. All right. So let's talk about getting apps. So Apple, they have what's called the App Store. In Android, you have the Google Play Store. They are the same idea, marketplace for your apps, but it's ones for each one. Okay. Since we're talking about mobile devices, tablets, so there are some apps that work only on phones. There are some apps that only work on tablets. Make sure you buy the correct one. I will tell a cautionary tale. I was getting an app for a school, and I purchased the iPhone version, not the iPad version, and students had iPads, so it didn't work. So you gotta make sure, sometimes you have to be mindful of which one you're getting. So just a word to the wise. The Play Store is that little triangle. If so, Android, that's what it looks like. On Apple, it looks like it's blue. It's got like a,
It looks like an A.
yeah, I was gonna say an A, but I think it's like a compass. It looks like an
What'd you
A.
say it is? What'd you call it?
App Store.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah,
looks like
I
that
got-
one.
Yeah, I got, yeah.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
right
blue with an A on it.
Yep.
Yep.
So if we want Pandora, we gotta,
So if you want Pandora, that's where you gotta go.
and then they'll ask for money or something.
Not necessarily. I believe Apple.
See, I have Pandora on mine.
Apple, you have to have, I believe you have to have your credit card information on file. I think the Play Store as well. That way, in case you go to buy an app,
See, I
That
have
information's
Pandora
already there.
online, yeah.
Oh,
that way the information's there so they can, I think they just want you to have a quick path to buying it instead of putting a roadblock in there. So that way you don't have to think twice about it. So you have to have the information in there in order to use it. But doesn't mean that you are paying for apps. And if you do pay for an app, it's generally a confirmation step. Yes, I know I'm spending $1.99 on Candy Crush for, whatever the youth are into these days.
Okay, so I go to the app store and I want to buy an app. So I put on it and it says, no internet connection. Your iPhone is not connected to internet. To connect, turn off airplane mode, and it is off.
Okay.
Or connect to Wi-Fi, and I am connected to Wi-Fi.
You're not connected to Wi-Fi.
Okay, well.
You turn it on.
But I am
Sure.
connected to Wi-Fi.
Remember, we turn on the ability to use Wi-Fi, but we
Okay.
didn't connect to a Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I have a power cord. I have my charging cable. But if I don't connect them, it's not going to work.
How do I connect it?
That's where you're going to click on the name of the network and you type in the password because they all have those password blocks on them.
Okay.
Which we don't have one. We don't have a Wi-Fi network here to connect to. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I
I
can't.
gotta know the password.
Yeah, when you go to the library, it'll tell you what it is, LID1,
Okay.
and then it'll usually connect automatically,
Okay.
or you can type it in either one.
Okay.
So yeah, if we had a network we could connect to, we would definitely
Type in the password.
do
and
it
get
and
Okay.
work on that. But
Okay.
we don't have that opportunity right now. So
Okay.
yeah. Yep. So okay. So that's that. When you get into your app store, they'll have a screen where they'll want you to buy the latest and awesomest game or whatever. But if you're looking for something, there is a search option. You look in the bottom middle there. It says search. I can click on that and then type in Pandora or whatever app you're looking for. I said in May we'll talk about apps and programs more. So things like your banking app or your Pandora. You know how to find those and get those.
So if you want to click on a new app, do they tell you if it's a pay-for app or not a pay-for app?
Yes, they'll put a price. You'll see the price on
You'll see
there.
the price on it.
Yep. I mean, I am cheap and I hate paying for apps, so I don't.
Yeah, if you're not gonna use them a lot, why?
I just okay. So I'm into my app store right now. This is saying that this app is able to download. This one underneath says $24.99, but it's on sale for $10.99. It'll tell you the price. If you don't see a price, it is free.
So YouTube get, if you hit, what happens if you hit get?
Now on the iPhones or in iOS, if you see the word get, it's free.
Oh,
So you would have to get, if you hit get, and then there's another in between there, is just the one. Okay, so there's a confirmation that you want to download that.
oh, hit install if I want.
Yes, yeah.
And
So
then,
it's a confirmation step.
what does it do? It just opens the door to YouTube. Okay. Or
Yeah, so it'll download that app onto your phone, and then when you want to watch Mr. Beast or whatever, then you
Oh,
can.
okay.
So it looks like what is happening on your screen is you'll need a password to your Apple account to verify that it's a protection on there that you are the one who's doing this.
I know what my password is to my Apple account. I gotta remember, I wrote that down somewhere, so I have to go look that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, that's a protection, so that way Larry doesn't come over and say, "I'm going to put this app on there," and
Yeah.
it's $24.99. I don't want the sale price; I want the full price. But you can't do it without your password on there.
Okay.
Okay, I have an app on my phone that I use a lot,
Mhm.
okay? And I've been here clicking around, and now when I go to that app, I can't get it anymore. Now, when I came in here, I could get it. But now, this app that I like and I use all the time, I can't get. So,
Do you mind
what do I-
showing me?
What's that?
You mind just showing me?
I
Yeah.
don't know my password.
It's 321 Gold, right up here.
Okay.
It's got a lot of interesting articles on it, commentaries and
Doesn't
editorials
write
that I
down
read.
everything.
And I've always, it's my favorite one, and when I go to it, it'll give me the article
Okay.
that I want, but now that I've been clicking around on it, I can't get what I really want.
So what that is a shortcut to a website. It's not necessarily an app. but it's a shortcut or like a bookmark to a website. And because we're not connected to internet right now, it's not pulling that up.
Okay.
So before you leave, we're gonna make sure that we got you back
Thank you.
all the settings that that you walked in with.
Okay. Okay.
All right, what else? So they can't just charge you, like sneak something in, all of a sudden, now you bought a $24 app. Like, there are steps in place that you,
You got your email. If you don't erase them daily, you got, well, I can tell you, like I got 14,000 on my email. Is there a way to bulk erase them? I don't think you can bulk it on the phone, but you can on the computer. You put your finger all the way down, hit delete.
there is and it's,
We do that on the computer class.
I tend to do that more on a computer.
Okay.
Like I use Gmail, there's a button that'll select all 50 of them that I can see at a time, and I can just delete them that, click, delete, 50 gone.
Okay.
Okay. On here, where's my
Yeah, because mine will say.
my
delete
junk
all,
stuff.
And I just hit it once and.
I can-
Everything's gone.
It deletes.
I
all my
I can
messages.
press and hold and then start selecting. But I have to do it one, like I tab one at a time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No. Because I said that, I now see a select all button. That,
But that's everything. I mean, yeah, you
Yeah.
can't save any one in there. You deleted everything.
right, so I would
Yeah.
be cautious with that one. I decide to do mine in here, I just do it that way.
Speaking of, change the subject, Ken, friends send me an email.
Yeah.
When you swipe down, you get all these instant messages. And some of them just disappear for no reason at all. In other words, are they timed, does the sender have a timing thing when they send them? Like to the hospital, they'll give it for 3 days and then they just leave it off of the...
Without seeing it specifically, it's hard for me to answer. There are
Okay.
some settings that, you can have it, the sender can have it delete after so much time. It's not something that's overly common, but it is possible. But without having,
Yeah.
I can't necessarily.
And
100%
once it's on
speak
your
to it.
phone, You should have. Once it's on his phone, they shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Well, but if there's a setting that in what they sent that says, that, this message will self-destruct in 3 days, right? Like, it'll pull it back.
No.
But that's a setting, it's not overly common that I think people would be using that. But there are some like instant message type apps that don't save, like, once it's read, it doesn't.
Yeah, I did that in the hospital. I hit the thing and if I didn't write down that information, it's gone. I hit it once and it's done.
Sometimes, sometimes but that's
The
dealing
hospital.
with,
Yeah.
privacy information, right? But emails and other messages, it depends on the settings that, generally the sender, from the sender side. Like in my email, I could have it remove that email after so many days. But again, it's not something that's overly common, but possible. So,
It's over our head.
all right. I mean, we've been doing great. What other questions we got? I don't really have much to talk about with computers other than we have Apples and Macs and desktops.
Do we
But-
have a computer class coming up? Or the computer
I mean, we
class?
have. I know April is digital safety, and then we have an apps class.
So that's definitely something that we could figure out. I can't guarantee that it'll be in the next 2 or 3 months, but it might be able to be something we could do after that. We actually, NextLink, who is the provider of this space, they actually have some laptops that we have, And so we could actually, and we'll have the Wi-Fi, and so you could actually like practice doing things on laptops. Obviously, it's, you know, for the specific laptop we have, so if you have a different one, it would be a little bit different. But that's something that we'll definitely make a note of and see kind of how we can integrate that. We also have tablets as well.
Okay.
So that's a great question, thank you.
So Colin, I'll just make that thought, if we can think in May,
Yes.
have that, whatever we need to do, you know, let me
Yes,
know. And
absolutely.
That'd be great.
Question on tablet.
Yeah.
The tablet is more mobile than the computer. So if I'm thinking of carrying a tablet around, does the tablet work like the iPhone or does it work like the computer?
I would say it is more closely related to your phone than the computer. It's kind of that in between. I don't have mine with me, but mine looks more like my phone.
Do you find it
But-
very mobile? When do you use your tablet rather than going to your phone?
So I use my tablet more when I was teaching. 'Cause I could connect it to like my projector, and that way if I'm trying to like write something down and show it on the screen. You know, I was writing on a bigger surface than this. If you're not doing heavy computing, that you necessarily need like a keyboard for. Like when we talk about your spreadsheets later,
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily do those on a tablet,
Okay,
personally.
yeah,
I'd rather do those on here.
sure.
But if you're just surfing the internet, checking Facebook, reading news, a tablet's just a bigger version of
Bigger,
this.
you can just put it
You can,
here,
yep, you can
yeah.
hold it and, you know, things like that. So that's a preference thing.
So basically, you can use it as just to be in a bigger iPhone, a bigger screen on your iPhone.
Bigger screen
Yeah.
without probably without the phone
Yeah,
operations.
yeah.
So it's like, as I said, be like this, but not necessarily a phone.
Be
Then-
to read on.
Yeah.
To talk on, to read on.
Or
Yeah.
games and YouTube instructions,
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
Yeah, so,
but you have to be connected to the phone to get YouTube instructions.
or at least Wi-Fi.
Yeah, or you gotta be connected to the phone to get your download on like Free Cell and Candy Crush and all that.
Yeah.
Then you can disconnect and it's in the memory. So you can play Candy Crush and all the rest of it.
Yeah, my tablet does not connect to the cellular network. Mine only works if I'm connected to a Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
okay.
So, yeah.
Oh,
It's same thing with iPads. You can buy an iPad that has a cell connection, and that way it'll pull data from cell towers, or you can have it that's just Wi-Fi, and so you'd have to connect to a Wi-Fi to download those things.
oh, you can without having to pay for the phone. So you can have your tablet download, Pandora or
Yep.
any of those things, but you don't have to pay for the phone.
Correct.
Really? So they're like what, $150 or something for a
That's
tablet, and they're cheap.
you gotta shop for them.
Yeah.
I know iPads will run about $350, $400 depending on the model. Android tablets, maybe a little less, but yeah. And you don't have to have a cell plan because you have a tablet. It could work just on Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's good to know.
They offer them, but it's not a requirement.
Yeah, but to listen to them, oh no, you have to sign up for the phone, you have to, yeah.
But that's a consumer decision.
Well, I went through getting this AT&T through the con game. Walmart and Target have these kids dressed up like Boy Scouts. They're going through the store to sign you up on AT&T. But it's a con game. They don't represent AT&T. They represent the store. And they're out to sell you a phone, and your service sucks. And you'll get him. So finally I went to AT&T and talked to them. They says, but you've got to contact AT&T outside that store. And then finally they called and asked for a survey. How did you like talking to Russ, whatever his name is? So I answered that first question, My phone never worked in the apartment, never worked in Milford. And once I answered that question, they turned the phone up. So now it works everywhere like it's supposed to. What a con game. But had I not had, once they got that survey, they, oh, this phone's not working, so they turned it up and all went fine. What a con game.
So we're coming up on 6:30. That's our time frame. But I want to just remind you, April 28th is our next workshop here. We're looking at internet safety, and then May 26th, talk about utilizing apps. So we'll talk about Excel. We'll talk about computer programs and apps on our phones and tablets.
Okay.
So come ready for your Pandora questions.
You might have a syllabus is what I would want to call it. A syllabus on that would really be helpful.
We'll plan some things for that one.
Yeah. A little dialogue, piece of paper, that would be helpful.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for coming. I'm glad this was able to work out, and I'm excited with starting this adventure. And thank you to the chamber for getting this rolling. And let's keep doing
Yeah,
it.
thanks to the chamber.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So the service we're happy to offer. We just appreciate that you guys came out, and again, like I said, trying to grow and understand technology. It can be a scary thing. It is a scary thing when you don't know, what it is, because it is changing. So yeah, we're just all trying to keep up. So kudos to you guys for, trying to do what you can. And we encourage you to keep inviting other people to come to this, It only can grow as much as the people that we have come to it. So yeah, I encourage, friends or anybody else who would benefit from coming.
Well, let's just fill up the room, what do you say?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, make you
Yes, why
stand.
not?
Yes, yes.